Stop the CCP! Stop the CCP!
Stop the CCP!
Stop the CCP!
Stop the CCP!
Slava Ukraini!
Героям слава!
You're supposed to say Heroyam Slava. That's okay, my friends. Don't worry about it. I too sometimes struggle to repeat the Hong Kong Saints. But I hope I will learn one day so we can stand together here and share each other's sort of catchphrases. I think it's very important. Unity is the main message, my friends. The main message we always have to send. Oh, we have some lovely music in the background here too, with a pirate flag. Now, you know, oh, it's a nudist event. How nice. Anyway, my friends, truth be told, I think the attention has already escaped, but I will try my best to keep it down to basics, to keep it to the topic that we are here for, not for the sights you're seeing on the other hand, but for the reasons for which we are united here, to stop this building from becoming the new CCP embassy. Now, I never tire of saying, I mean, just take a look at this building. Does this look like an embassy to you? Look at the walls. This looks like a castle, like a concentration camp, like a prison. Exactly. And it will become a prison if we allow the CCP to do as such. We've heard the song and dance before. Oh, you know, that's ridiculous. The CCP would never do that. What, Russia invading Ukraine? That would never happen, would it? Impossible. It's not like they did similar things in the past. The key difference between an authoritarian regime doing something and not doing it is whether or not it feels like it will be held accountable. The CCP feels no accountability by any metric. They do not feel the sting of sanctions or of condemnation. People are scared. They're scared of condemning them. A few days ago, I read an article about how the FSB, some agents in the FSB, have called China as the enemy. It piqued my interest. As we all know, China and Russia are close allies right now. They themselves said that their friendship knows no limits. But now, this is what we see. This could have two answers. Either this is a fake out, and Russians once again trying to fool the current American administration into thinking they can split them by giving freebies to the Russian terrorist regime. I do not believe this is the case. As you all know, the current American regime, the current administration does not need much fooling to commit mistakes, as they have committed many already. But we hope they will learn with those mistakes. Now, the other one is that Russia is slowly starting to realize that it's becoming a colony of the CCP. But it's all too late. You know why, my friends? It's because if you side with a psychopath, even if the psychopath wins, at the end, you still lose. Because if there is no opposition, no condemnation, no one to stop the psychopath, then you will be his next victim, although you helped him. I speak, of course, about the Russian terrorist regime. They are worth each other in terms of their war crimes, in terms of their crimes against humanity. And personally, my friends, I have to say, I am disappointed in the politics of the free world right now. It seems like we're sliding into populism. Democratic backsliding is what's happening. Very unfortunate. People like Orban in Hungary have allowed the Chinese police, the CCP police, to walk about unopposed, imprison anyone they want to imprison, put them in jail, in jails that they have opened in Hungary. Is that the face of patriotism nowadays? It is the face of betrayal, the face of a Trojan horse within the EU. Now, this country is at this moment not within the EU, but it still has close ties to it, and close ties to the free world. And the message needs to be very clear, my friends. The message by every political party needs to be very clear. Russia is a direct enemy of this country, and CCP is their direct sponsor. The influence of the CCP needs to be held and stopped and reversed. But instead, we're debating whether or not we should ban TikTok. Many people do not know, but there are two TikToks in reality. One used by the CCP within China, where they spread more useful information, and one used outside of China, where they spread complete lies and brain rot. My friends, I'm sorry, I don't want to be sounding like a conspiracist, but it sure does sound like the CCP is trying to mess with our heads, left, right, and center. This gentleman here, I remember the video when I saw it. I remember it very well. He was playing the piano, and suddenly there's a bunch of CCP agents coming to him and demanding he behaves as they have to behave in their country. I'm sorry, is this North Korea? Is this communist China? Not yet. However, with this building firmly within their grip, that is the big step towards their goal. Who will be safe in London? A van will drive by like in Squid Game, it will take you in, gas you, and then bring you in here. And then what happens here in the dungeons? I mean, who knows? For all we know, they could make their own version of Squid Game here to please their own sick pleasures. But my friends, the truth of the matter is, jokes aside, I do joke about it a little bit, but the truth of the matter is, such things do happen. We've spoken about the suffering of the Tibetans, of the people of Hong Kong, of the Uyghurs, and many others. And one of the main atrocities done by the CCP is the sheer cynicism with which they do it. They captured the Falun Gong practitioners and they sold them for organs. For the CCP, human beings are not individuals. For the CCP, they're walking, talking bags of meat that can be sold for the highest bidder. If people want to live under a regime like that, if people want to get a few extra dollars or a little bit more money in their pocket to allow the CCP to do as they please, they need to also be aware about the real price of that transaction. This piece of land here, it has no inherent value by itself. It is what they will do with it. The consequences of giving this piece of land, this historic building. The building is what matters, the walls of it. The dungeons, they will open there. That is where all the crimes will happen. We have seen many times what the Russian terrorist regime has been doing to their captives. The CCP will not do any better. The CCP is more cunning though, I have to say. Russia spreads news about their tortures openly. When they capture people, they sometimes show how they strap electrical wires to their genitals and they torture them. They sometimes show how they execute people who flee the battlefield with a hammer to the head. Many people here, I'm sure, have seen those videos. The CCP will not show you that because the CCP has more intelligence than Russia. And because the CCP is using Russia right now to test the waters, to see the tolerance of the free world against atrocity. And if they see that the tolerance is there, that the tolerance against some things that we should never be tolerant towards exists, that people are lukewarm towards anything that the CCP does, you can be sure that they will do far worse in here. And we will be no longer just the onlookers, but we will be the victims. So for that, my friends, we need to speak now, as long as we have a voice to do as such. Because when we will be silenced, if we will be silenced, like this gentleman here on YouTube, atrocious. They removed the video from YouTube, absolutely ridiculous. But YouTube, of course, it always kowtows to money, always. And the CCP has money aplenty. That is why we need to stand together, my friends. We need to speak as long as we can. Because some things are more precious than money. Some things have only come to each country via generations of fighting. And one of those main things is freedom. It sounds like a lofty ideal, it sounds like a platitude. But my friends, truth of the matter is, it is not a platitude at all. The only people who do not value freedom are either those who never had it, or those who never seen it disappear. And we must see that it is far more fragile than many people think. World, wake up! 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 Stop the CCP! 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 Russia is a terrorist state.
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 Thank you.
Thank you for